Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll give it another minute or so for everyone to sign in and join us, and then we'll get going with today's TBC Power Hour for August. Good morning again, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be. Thanks for setting the time aside to join us for this TBC Power Hour, looking at CAD and drafting updates for TBC 2025.10. Quick house rules just to set it up. Use the Q&A in your Zoom toolbar. You'll see the Q&A there. Please add your questions in there. These get recorded, so we will run a Q&A at the end of the presentation, and then we will also get back to you if we can't get through all the Q&A questions. Please add them there as they do get recorded, and we'll reach out to you via email to get them. The chat is just being used between myself and Markus, so please use the Q&A whenever you want to ask us any questions relating to the topic today. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate your time. With me today is Markus Otto-Hahn. Markus, if you could introduce yourself and take it further from us. Thanks. We appreciate your time today in doing this topic.
Yeah, hello everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm Markus Otto-Hahn. I'm product manager for Survey CAD at TBC. I have this role since last November. Before that, I was already about 24 years concerned with Survey CAD, so it's not totally new to me. And as a product manager in that area, my personal mission is, and the mission of the team is, I want you to be more productive in TBC, stay longer in the software, and create sophisticated deliverables out of it. That is the benchmark I want to be measured against. And yeah, let's go into it. Maybe one sentence about what is Survey CAD. Survey CAD is, if you look at TBC, it's mostly the CAD ribbon, the drafting ribbon, and the CAD export and import. Yeah, these are the parts, partly as well some selections, things that I'm taking on. Okay, what is the agenda? Here we are. I go through the new functionalities in TBC 2025.10. I group them, or one can group them in 4 main areas. We've got at first the only big new command that we created, that is capture outline. Then we did a lot of small or enhancements regarding labeling, dimensioning, and text. We did some UX changes and or enhancements, and we looked at the cut export. There were as well some improvements to do. Yeah, let's go on. Right in the middle of it, capture outline. I move here my cursor a little bit to the side. Capture outline is a tool to create plans for interior and exterior measurements. For example, room geometry or electric boxes or bridge piers or whatever you find, what you can measure by points, which has edges. Yeah, it should have some edges, measured points, or it works on point clouds. It works in the plan view, in the 3D view, and in the station view. Currently not in the cutting plane view. That is something you should know. And the idea of it is I select 2 points on each side of the geometry and define that edge by this, and then we create intersections of 2 lines and calculate the corners there. So right in the middle of the tool, here we are, that's TBC 2025.10. You can start the tool just below line string. Here we are, capture outline, and we're gonna start right after starting the program. Here first you see a little bit of the problems that we face in such point clouds. The corners are not corners. There are mostly often circles. Yeah, they are plastered. So now I go on and start clicking on the point cloud. Yeah, what I did here is a slice of a floor plan. We are here in plan view. That's where I like it to work most. Yeah, and you see 2 points on every side or on every edge. Here, where the point cloud is not dense enough, I can pick a free point, or I can as well disable free points. Then I can only click on real existing point cloud points. That's my choice. Yeah, either way, it works by creating straights and intersecting them at the corners. Yeah, so what you see is a preview. That's interesting. All the time you see preview text that appears. If it's plus, yeah, this means that it's above the level of the first point. You see the first point has 0. Yeah, I just do a short break here. So here we are. The first point sets the elevation. Here we see the elevation. You can as well change the elevation anytime. Yeah, but at the end, a line string is created, and this high elevation that you set here, or is defined by the first click, yeah, is the height of the final line string. And all preview texts you are seeing on the screen are relative heights against that elevation. There's a small bug that you should know. If there's a plus before, which means it's above, and if it's no sign before, yeah, like here, if you see here, that's the minus relative height. Yeah, that's already fixed in the next version, but in 2025 we did not recognize that. Sorry for that. Okay, go on. Yeah, now I finish that tool by clicking Finish Outline here at the right, and I've got my first line string created. Now let's go to the next one. Here we see that we can set layers for the line string, or we can use features. And by doing so, yeah, the feature, I now choose feature wall. Yeah, and now I started. Oh, here, that's a fault. I undo the last click. Yeah, and then it goes on. I simplify a little bit just to show you how it works. And next to finish outline, I've got the option to close the outline. And this means at the end that I get a closed geometry. So now I show you how it works out with the polygon feature. Here I've got in my feature library a polygon feature called room. It's just the same, again, simplified digitization of the data. And if I close that outline at the end, you see that an area appears. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the view filter manager, switch off the scan, and I show you how it works. Just total station measurements. These are the points that I created. I click here on the coordinates, and it's nearly the same. Yeah, it's not so much different than with point clouds. You're just picking elements and got your geometries. That's it. Now I show you a little bit of labeling. There's nothing changed. I just want to show how simple and easy this goes. I choose a polygon line style and can easily create labels on all closed geometries. And then I go to label lines and I label all geometries with a length. So, and now that's already finished. The first start of the floor plan. That's it. Where are we? Here. Okay, capture outline. From my perspective, this tool can make data capture much easier than it was before. If you got enhancements requests, write it please to the later displayed email address. Next one. Now we come into the label, text, and dimension area. And the next one is called simple angular dimension style. We added 2 additional settings in the dimension style manager. Here you see the dimension style manager. We've got here one control, new control that can switch off and switch on the drawing of lines and arrows. In that case, no lines and arrows are created. And we can define the text orientation now perpendicularly or as perpendicular. And that's all. And how this works in the program shown by this video. Again, we've got this room. Go to create angular. We choose a dimension style. Now at first I do the classical dimension, yeah, picking 2 lines and showing how that angle dimension works with arrows. And now I do the new one. I changed now the dimension style to a new one with a new definition, and you see it's very simple and very fastly created. Something to mention here is what we have changed as well in the tool is that now the command stores the last dimension style and the set dimension mode. So if you go out of the command, get later in or tomorrow or whatever in, you get just the last settings back that you had, which makes the usage as well easier. Next slide. Here we are. That was it. this was something quite a lot of customers asked for. The next one is something as well, can just simplify the work with CAD data. It's a simple duplicate functionality with text. That is my observation that you often at the end, when you check your data, you create text, and you often want to create a text which is just similar to one which is quite next to the new one. And therefore we edited duplicate functionality in the context menu. Right, straightforward. Here we are, old text, right click, duplicate. And you see have the new text on the cursor, and you have got the new text as well in a selection, which then gives you the option to alter that text. You can rotate it. You see here the handles. Yeah, you can increase it, or you can go to the property line and change the text or anything. Yeah. So second round, another time, and this time I did just a double click on the text, that select all, and then could change the text content very rapidly. Next one, it's straightforward one. You can in TBC at a lot of places you can define a name for a line, but until now in the labels of the line there was no option to label this line, label with a name. Yeah, and now we have got edits here in the drop-down list, that line name. That's simple and straightforward. So this one is one of my favorite. You need at first to try it. If you don't try it, it will not help you. It solves a problem that I often encountered. I'm quite newbie in TBC, yeah, and I often encountered that situation that I work with a program, and I have command open on the command pane, and then I just go by and want to know a property of something in the graphic, or I want quickly to change something in the graphic. Yeah, and the only way we had until now to do this is close the command pane and then go to the graphic and then reopen the command pane and get back to your command. Yeah, and this is quite complicated. From my perspective, that is a need you have every 2 minutes, or maybe as well 5 minutes. Yeah, in that area, if you're working with a CAD functionality, you always want to know at some point, oh, what is that? What is that? What is the attribute of that? Yeah, or change something very, very fast. And so we implemented here a small lock. This lock exists at all top lines of the commands, of all commands. Yeah, I'll show you this in the video. So I just want to start several commands, one after the other. Yeah, so just to show you how it generally works. Yeah, now the command pane is filled, and you got here a stack, as you see, where you can change between all open commands on TBC. That's a very good feature. Yeah, so you can change between the stacks, but wait. So you can switch between the commands that are open in between. Yeah, so you can fill out, for example, that command 90%, and then you find, oh, I have to execute something different. Then you go to the command stack, go to a different tool, and then finish that and go back afterwards to this create line string. That's fantastic. But as you see here in the middle, the graphic is locked. There is a stop sign. No, not stop sign. I do not know how this sign is called. It's do not do this as a sign. And that sign prevents me from clicking something in the graphic. Yeah, I know I originally wanted to create a line string, but now I want, before I do this, I want to know something about the element in the graphic. Yeah, and this can now be solved without closing the command pane. And this is by this lock. So now I unlock the graphic. And here I've got full access to the elements. I can use the grips, to move the elements. I can as well change properties of the elements, whatever I want. And I have the context menu, which I did not record here on this video, but it works as well. Yeah, so I've got as well a context video. Now I finished my graphic, and I just click anywhere on the stop it here, stop it. I just click anywhere on the command pane in any control, and then the lock closes automatically, and then I can go on with its command. You have to give it a try and get it into your brain that this exists. And if you know that it exists, it can help you a lot. That's my confession. Okay, next one. Next one is a simple one again, relayer object individually. The relayer objects tool is a tool that enables to change layers of objects, as it says. And we added to that multi-select control, a single select control, as it is here. And you see how it works. Relayer objects go in. So that's the multi-select. Yeah, I have to define what to change. Then I go to the target layer and I press apply. Yeah, but single goes different and sometimes faster. I first choose my target layer, and then I can pan or zoom or wherever I want over the graphic and click that and that and that, and one by one can be relayered by this. This was implemented due to an urgent customer request that I really can understand very well. The idea was the following. In TBC, you can do wonderful things while feature processing. Yeah, so if you got your features good defined, you can have 80% of your CAD drawing created by feature processing. But often in the next step, you go to the text, the labels that are created in that processing step, and you edit them. Yeah, so you move a few of these labels, you delete them. I just show you the video, and feature processing, and this now stays the same, even though if you later reprocess that feature. Yeah, and this was not the case in the past. So now, as you see, I do some edits, change here something, change here something, and I delete maybe something, as it is. So, and now, for some reason, I have to redo the feature processing. I change my features for some reason, yeah, and now you're recognizing nothing happens, and that's exactly what you want. So nothing happens to your text edit. That's that thing. Yeah, if you change features, meanwhile, yeah, you can change them. But your label edits stay just at the right place. And technically that is solved by this. So here we click on this feature. That is the tree, and you see that we set the already existing parameter, and this is called locked. And this is locked because I moved that text, and the other one is not locked because I didn't touch the text. So each time I change a text label of a feature, the feature now gets locked, which prevents the text from being recreated or repositioned after reprocessing the feature codes. Yeah, this locked option in the properties is as well something you can change. Yeah, if you want to in a certain area to unlock again these features, you just mark them, select them, and go into properties and put them to no. But I think in most cases the current behavior is just as you want it to be. And one last comment. This is just about the position and the existence of labels. Yeah, this is not about calculation data. So for example, if I change the prism height of a measurement afterwards, the locked features behave the same as non-locked features. Yeah, and the elevation as well changes. The content of the text changes. Yeah, it's just the difference are the text deleted totally and recreated. Yeah, and this is steered by this lock parameter. Yeah, that's that. Here we are. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, that's as well very close to the last one. I heard customers complaining that afterwards, after they have feature processed the data and the labels are created, they do not get anymore the original information of the points. Yeah, and this was now changed. This means here in this case, you see I go here to the filter view manager and click on show me the point IDs, show me the feature code, show me the elevation, and the original displayed data is reappears. Yeah, and it's a little special. Yeah, I'm just to know everywhere where a label exists of an attribute. For example, here that white label is the label of the elevation. Yeah, this is not displayed anymore. Here I deleted the label beforehand, and you see here that the elevation is displayed. That's how we implemented it right now. Open for discussion if this should be still improved. One last thing is, yeah, best way to get these original data is switch off the labels in the graphic, and then you see the original point numbers and the codes. Next one. Yeah, that is about something that surveyors are always keen on, transformations. We need to be able to transform our data, and we have got implemented transformations for CSV files. So if you export or import CSV files, you can do transformations. Here, that the export, you can see that we've got three options. The first option is none. None means do not transform, just export the data as they are right now in the project. Local means transform them into a local system. CRS means transform them in a different coordinate system. And now the thing in action. Let's go to export. And then to custom exports, and I select some points. Here they are. And now I apply that decision. What do I want to change? None, local, or CRS. First export will be with none, no transformation. So we are here now in Europe within an UTM coordinate system. So I call this CSV file UTM CSV, export it. Yeah, and for comparison, I afterwards change to, what was the next one? Local. Local means I set up a local system. I have to choose a reference point. This reference point is the 0 point of this local system. Yeah, we don't rotate the system. Yeah, it's just a translation. And I would always, just give me a second. I would always recommend if you export local data to get to ground, to export the ground scale, then 10 meters are exactly 10 meters in nature, what one normally expects in a local system. And the other one is export in a different CRS system. Here in Germany, we have it called Gauss-Krüger, and here you can export to Gauss-Krüger. Yeah, everything's okay. You see below the target system again, go to export, and then you've got that file. I click here at the top on the open folder, the icon, that's the next one in our list. And it opens up the export folder. And here I can see all the files I created. That is the one with UTM, so the unchanged data. That's the one with local coordinates. Yeah, you see directly that it's only 1 or 2 digits before in front of the comma, yeah, or the point. And here you've got the UK transformation. That's it. And the same is applicable for import. Yeah, we don't have the local importer. Yeah, but you can change the coordinate reference system. So if you get a Gauss-Krüger file, you can import it in your UTM project, for example. So it's very easy to play around with these different systems. And yeah, if you get local data, you have to import them and then afterwards do a transformation with this data. That's yeah, how you can handle it, because there's no automatism available from my perspective. Okay, next one, open project folder. That is one of the UI changes. This was a 1 or 2 day task for one of our developers, but I really like this because you get very fast access to your data. So if you have got exported some data, you click just on the open folder icon at the top of the export interface command, yeah, and the folder opens and you see what you have created. You get at the quick access bar and click there and get into the project folder, or in the project explorer as well. If you got some data reference there, for example, an IFC file, you can click there. I'm not sure if it's always in the context menu, but in the properties all the time, if you got a file path referentiated in that properties, that icon should appear and bring you to the place where the data is stored. Import as well. That's it. Next one. Now we go into the CAD area. So that's a long story. make it short, I heard several people who said, "Oh, you can't export a sheet in TBC to DWG or to DXF to cut generally." That was wrong in the past, but it was very complicated to do this. And what I have heard, you still quite often get that requirement. Please give me not only the model data, which is in the plan view or in the 3D view, but give me as well the whole data with the label tables, with the title, with a frame, with a legend, maybe with a grid. Yeah, all this data shall be exported to DXF, and we wanted to make this a little bit more simple. Maybe I give say a few further sentences why this didn't work in the past. Yeah, maybe I just start the video. Oh, okay. Here's the video. First thing is I create a sheet view. Yeah, I go here in the drafting template, so I do a little bit of pre-work here. Yeah, but yeah, now we've got the plan set imported, and in that plan set we've got here a grid sheet set, and this is my target that I like the most if I want to export plan views. Then I can create a DynaView collection, give it a name, and give it a width and a height that you can see on the left-hand side by the plan's dimensions. Yeah, I give it a scale, 75:1:1 column and row, and then I give it a position. And that's all I have to do here. I click on apply, created the boundary, and choose here the boundary set on that grid. Scene sets, go to build sheets. No, here's it. And that's how the sheet looks like. It's not, yeah, it pops up. That's it. So now we've created the sheet, and now the task is to export the data. And the first thing that you can do is I explode the grid. Yeah, because if you do not explode the grid, it's not exported because AutoCAD does not have this data structure of a grid. Explode it, and then it will be exported to AutoCAD. Second thing, and that is something I have to maybe to talk a little bit more about, is I have to choose the sheet. So I go into export, select the sheet, and there is where the problem starts. If I only select the sheet, I just select the layout or the sheet view for export. This means I select the frame, I select the grid, I select the title, and I select a window, a DynaView, where I can see my model data. But the model data itself is not selected in that way. Yeah. So you've got two options. Yeah. Either you go into the plan view and as well select the data you want to export in the model. That's the one option. And the other option is you choose one of the new options here. You either go here and select you want to export the whole project. Yeah, then all sheets are exported and all the model data is exported. Or you just select one sheet and say, and at this stage, at this stage, you say, hey, stop. At this stage, you say, it tells you, oh, you have chosen to export one or more sheets. Do you want to export the entire project model data? And if you press here, the whole model data is exported and that selected sheet that you did, and then it works out perfect. Alternative is you go, as I said, directly in the plan view and select just the elements you want to export with that sheet, which is maybe as well faulty, that decision. So take care at this point. Yeah, now let's go by open folder into that DWG file that we just created. And here we are. And you see that it exported as layout, and you not only export the window, but as well have the content. The model is fully there. If you go here to the model, you see that the whole model is exported and it looks fine. So, okay. Last thing. Yeah, okay. So now I want to switch already to the next feature, because we are in AutoCAD that we have implemented. And this is something, I think this was quite a problem for quite a lot of customers. We have improved the export of label symbols. Yeah, so if this is a label symbol, this is a label symbol from TBC, that cross. And if you look at the right-hand side, you see here the properties, and it's exported as block reference. And until this version, it was exported as font, and this was highly complicated to ensure that the target of the DWG file really sees the right visualization of that. Yeah, and therefore we now export this as block reference. When are these label symbols applied, or how are they applied? You see here in the label symbol, in the label style manager, you see that you can add symbols in the label style manager. You can add symbols, and that is how the selection list looks like. Where are we now? Are you still there?
Yeah, we're still good.
Yeah. Okay, here we are. Point symbols. Yeah. Okay. Back. Yeah, and here you can choose a simple code. Yeah, that's one of these symbols you can set, and this helps most times if you code line features in the field to give them in a simple way as well as simple. Yeah, and a symbol, and this is now as well exported to DXF. Other option is here in the virtual label points tool to use them, and the third option is, I think, a tool that is very rarely used. It's called point symbol, yeah, which refers as well to that label symbol, and which now is exported to CAD. Yeah, okay. So long story about a small change. Who had this problem is I think quite happy right now. All the others, this is one area you do not have to think about anymore. So it works. So and the last thing, my last feature is as well connected to the CAD export. I think that as well happens to a lot of you quite often. You export a CAD file from TBC and open it in AutoCAD, and you see nothing. Yeah, you see just black. Yeah, you're somewhere, not at the data, and you have to do zoom extents to get at the right point. And what we now implemented is a simple thing. We set the extents of the model correctly, and so your user experience is you open the CAD file in future and you see your data. It's already there. Okay, that's it. That's all we could implement in the first cycle. I hope that each of you has found something that is attractive for him or her. And let's go to Q&A. I'm curious what you're asking.
Okay, Markus, let's have a look. First question right at the top from Zach is, your capture outline tool is great, except for when it gets to curves and circular kind of objects. Yeah. Is that something that you will improve going forward to allow the outline tool to actually capture something with a curve?
It depends on the feedback that our customers give us. So okay. No fixed plan. That's it. I wait for feedback.
Okay. So if there is feedback, they would like to have the curves also available in there. So something that you can definitely put down. So asking something about the capture outline, is there any benefit to use point cloud snaps when selecting the 2 points compared to free snap? And yes, there is a benefit because you're snapping to the actual point cloud, so accuracy will be much better. Free snap, you might just snap next to the actual point cloud and not on a point in the point cloud. So I would definitely suggest using the point cloud snap instead of free snap when you want to do an outline and be accurate to the data that you captured in there. Yeah. So free snap is definitely just something that will be anywhere and not on the point cloud itself.
Yeah. Free snap is just visual. That's not data driven, as we say.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you want data driven results, don't have free snap selected to make sure you click on the actual point cloud. Like anything other that you do in TBC, like line strings, obviously if you want the data to be accurate, you click on the actual data points that you have. Then something that's come up is people would like to have a keyboard shortcut for your lock and unlock tool that you showed when you do that locking of the graphic and unlock the graphic. People are asking, is there a keyboard shortcut for that? And that would speed up things as well.
I don't think that it exists. I remember that we talked about it, and it seems to be not easy to implement, but I can recheck this.
Okay. I think you can manually also select a keyboard shortcut for it. So if you look at how to create a keyboard shortcut for a command, if you check in the help file, you'll find a way to do your own keyboard shortcut allocations. So you can actually do that manually as well, if possible.
Albert, I doubt that it shows up that the unlock functionality shows up in the command
list. The command list. Okay.
Because it's not a command. It's
Okay. So at the moment, I don't think you will be able to do a keyboard shortcut for that.
Yeah.
Something we'll investigate and see if we can get done in there. Then there's a question about, can you edit the block size and rotation when blocks are created from feature code processing it? This needs to be able to be done if scale of drawing is changed or have the block itself to make drawing clarity happen. Something I think we can investigate to see if we can do that in feature code processing.
I think that's a requirement. My plan is to do more in the area of symbols and blocks. Okay. And I hope that in the 2026 release, there will something in.
Okay. Jeff will note that down and we'll see if we can work a little bit more on that for you in the future releases. Nick has asked about what is the default for CRS transformation. I think that you showed there, Markus, is you can define what is the CRS you want to transform the points to.
The default is none. Yeah, the default is none. So no transformation will be calculated, and everything else needs to be configured by you.
Yeah. Okay. Then Arnold asked, although TBC has embedded grip files to perform a 3D transformation, but unfortunately it has not been affecting the transformation. Elevation components remain the same. How do you transform the elevations as well to apply to grid or duet files? So you showed how to transform the X, Y. How do we do the transformation of the Z values? something
I have
we'll
to check this.
look
I can't answer this
into.
right now. Let's do this
Good.
later.
Arnold, we'll
Offline.
get back to you, and we'll get you. I'll get your details over to the guys, and we can give you an answer on that. And then the last one is capture outline command using the best fit algorithm of some kind, or does it just constrain the line to the 2 points you selected?
Just the two.
Okay.
It's just the two of us.
Okay. So Chad, it just uses the 2 points that you selected. It does not run on the actual points in between the 2 points to configure the line.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is that for the Q&A section.
Oh,
so
fine.
just one or two things we need to get back to the guys with. Thank you, Markus. If you can go to the next slide on the resources bit, one more. Just wanted to quickly highlight the resources as we usually do. Just a new feature that we have, or new link that I can share with you guys, is the help.fieldsystems.trimble.com/TBC home. So there you will find anything and everything related to help, files and e-learning, and help topic has now been added as well, installing, downloads, release notes, everything in one place for you to go and look at. So as of yesterday, we added the complete help topic out of TBC software into this help portal. So previously, the only way to get access to the TBC help was you have to install TBC and then obviously do the little question mark button and get into the help. You will now be able to access the help using this web page. So as you can see there, TBC help topics, just below the little red block that I did for the help, you'll see there's a TBC help topics. If you go in there, the complete list of TBC help topics will be available online for you. So no need to have TBC installed anymore. You can actually go through the complete help topic sections on the web interface. Still, the software trial is available. If anybody wants to try out anything in TBC, we still have that subscription trial license available for 30 days if you want to look at it. So please use that, and please test out the Field Systems help portal that we've launched recently, and the help topics now in there if you're needing to find any answers relating to TBC. That is it for the resources. I think, Markus, you had
there's
one more thing.
another resource. Oh, this is not a resource. Oh, no, that's an information. Yeah. What are we going to release next? So we released in July, we released this 2025.10. Now we are at the end of August. Our plan to release right now has a new version in October on the roadmap. This will be called 2025.20, and there will be a lot of bugs fixed, and as well quite a lot of new features. This is just before the dimensions, and in the dimensions, I hope most of you can come. I will do as well 2 labs and one, how's this called? I forgot, I wrote it down. One future lab somewhere, yeah. Interactive feedback session with you on CAD features and on plot features in TBC. Happy to see you there. And the last slide is the goodbye slide, and one last demand from me to you. If you got good ideas and feedback, please note this email address. It's mine, Markus_Otto-Hahn. It's complicated at trimble.com. And send me your ideas and feedback, and as well what frustrates you maybe in TBC, because I need to know this to choose the right decisions for the ongoing CAD and drafting roadmap, Survey CAD roadmap in TBC. Yeah, that's it. I thank you very much.
Markus, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for going through all the Survey CAD enhancements. We really appreciate it. Thanks everyone for joining us for this session. The recording will be out in the next few days. If you want to revisit the recording, it will be out. If you signed up for this, you'll get an email notifying you of the recording. Markus, appreciate your time and hope to see everyone back for the next TBC Power Hour at the end of September. Thank you. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and we'll catch you next month again. Thanks, Markus.
See you. Goodbye.